Let me know when.
Yep.
Good?
Yep.
Okay, may actually get one right. All right, there we go.
Seamless transition.
So maybe it worked.
I hope so.
And there we go. So it is Friday the 13th,
Oh my God, it is.
December.
Ooh.
And I'm Chris.
I'm Charlie.
And we are.
Apon.
It's been kind of a long week. I've been kind of jonesing to do this.
Yeah, me too. This is nice.
I got a few topics.
Go for it.
We talked about
into.
impeachment. I'm not sure
Yeah.
we need to cover much ground there.
They delivered impeachment articles.
They did.
I think it's very interesting.
We talked about it last week. We're just a little further
Served.
along in the process.
Yeah, right.
A thought I do have about this is, though, you know what? If he shakes this, all they're going to do is bolster him for re-election.
Oh, fuck yeah. He's going to be like, they tried to impeach me. They couldn't do it. I beat impeachment. I'm the best ever.
Exactly.
Vote for me.
So everybody who voted for him before, I think he'll win back.
They'll be like, fucking yeah, the establishment
And-
are trying to take him down,
Well,
man.
here's how Fox is going to sell it. Fox is going to say the Democrats tried to undermine the American voter. They tried to undermine the constitutional process.
You. They
Which-
try to undermine you.
There's an argument to be made for that.
Yeah.
People put him in office. Democrats don't like him. Is this about following the law of the land, or is this about him not getting reelected? And guess what? I think at the very least, it's both, if people are honest with themselves.
Oh, of course. How many Democrats have you heard say, we can't beat him in an election. We need to impeach him to get him out of office?
Well, they're certainly not going to say that.
People have said that.
Really?
Candidates have said that.
Yeah, candidates, but nobody in the House is going to say that.
What do you-
And by the way, even if I'm wrong, we don't want him back. Right? Who the fuck's going to say that? Nobody in their right mind. What is interesting is they're saying that a couple people in the Senate may break with party because they're afraid of not getting reelected, which actually would be the right thing to do. Because
Democrats or Republicans?
Democrats,
Yeah.
breaking party in the Senate.
Yeah.
But it would be the right thing to do if you think about it academically, because they represent their constituency, so they should do what the people they represent want.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Once you're in office, you represent your district.
Isn't that... There's something that I've been trying to explain to my peers since fucking middle school. And I've been like, this guy got voted in. Shouldn't he be like an advocate of the people that voted him in, not just his own voice? It was like he got voted in and got carte blanche to do whatever he thought was right, not whatever they wanted.
Well, and you shouldn't march around on party lines. You represent everybody, right? Because what's a runaway? 55-45?
Yeah.
That means if you're rounding to the fives, it's half and half. Right?
Yeah, you literally, yeah.
So what the fuck? And a landslide is 60-40. So that means 40% of your constituency, if you run along party lines, you're just disregarding them.
You're saying, fuck those people, I don't care.
Fuck
They can live in... Yeah, what the hell? It's still a huge
Maybe
percent.
that's a great argument for gerrymandering. At least you represent a full constituency of your party.
Yeah, but then you'd have to do the gerrymandering so that it was 50-50 seats across the nation.
No. I mean, do the 100%. Then
Okay.
you get elected and you represent who vote. The greater percentage of who voted for you.
Okay, sure.
I mean, that's kind of backwards ass thinking, but it kind of works too. Let's see.
I see what you're saying.
Okay.
What, you know what I want to talk about? Because I've been talking with Gordy all day about it.
I don't.
I should be on the other side of the ocean. Let's talk about Greta Thunberg.
Okay. This is not an original thought, but I wish I'd thought of it first. So I'll bring this up and then you can run. So, is this a little girl who's not fully grown up, who is hands off, or is she a bright, talented, adult thinking, independent minded, intellectual, to be reckoned with woman?
No, not
So
the
it's
latter.
but it's pick one, because if she's a little girl, hands off, then I don't have to listen to her. She's a little girl.
Yeah.
But if I have to listen to her because she's got a point and she's smart and she's well spoken and articulate and on and on and on, then she's fair game.
You can combat her, right?
If she's my peer, then I get to treat her as my peer. And if she's a little girl, hands off, then she's a little girl, and what the fuck's she doing
That's a good point.
at these things?
That's a great point. Well, you said that wasn't original. Who said that you heard?
It was on a podcast.
Oh,
I don't know.
fucking
I've been
whatever,
podcast
Joe Rogan.
binging.
Yeah.
And guess what? You know who I'm kind of starting to like?
Ben Shapiro. I don't know who. You kind of like him anyway.
I respect Ben Shapiro.
Yeah.
I don't agree with most of what he says. Michael Malice.
Oh, yes.
I'm kind of getting fond of him.
Yes. He's the best.
Well, he's very sincere.
Isn't that?
He's kind of a douche,
Oh, fuck yeah. He's a
but
douche.
he knows it, and he's sincere, and he's like full disclosure.
Don't you, that's what I was trying to tell you all this time. I'm like, he admits that, and it's part of who he is.
He's a weasel
Yeah.
and douchey, but he's genuine, and I like genuine.
Yeah, he's so open and honest about it. The worst parts of his shows, he talks about he's like, somebody drank Michael Malice's Diet Coke Zero. He's like, someone drank Mike Malice's Coke Zero out of the office in the fridge.
Wait, no,
he's like, why fucking write my name on it and you still drink my Coke Zero? He's like, you people are pieces of shit and
Okay,
disgusting.
that's
And
me.
yeah, but he is like so true and open about that side of who he is that I just like him because at least he's honest and open about it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. He did one of those live episodes where the whole fucking thing is people sent him smoked ham.
Yeah, and he tried just different kinds of smoked ham.
Yeah, did you see that?
No, I just
it was
imagined it.
hilarious.
No,
So he spent like 25 minutes just trying these,
Yeah, he's like,
talking about it. He goes, okay, that's all I said I was going to do. There's things
Yeah.
I want to talk about, but I said it. This was about smoked ham. Okay, see you later.
yeah, right. Yeah, he did.
And it was just like kind of bizarre,
He
but
did.
it was amusing.
He did.
And he's Jewish, and he's doing a show on ham.
Wait, he's
which
Jewish?
Is ironic.
I'm never watching that again.
No,
I'm just kidding. I'm
But the ham thing.
Oh,
you know?
the pork. Yeah.
Yeah.
He did something called the Arduous March, and God, such a great idea. He did two of them. The first one was good, and the second one got
Belabored.
terror. It got hostage. It was taken hostage. Sidetracked.
What, with a guest?
No, well, yes, and like one of the guys who was on it just like ruined it, just ruined the whole thing. And I won't say who, but no, it was one of the engineers who was like doing the show, like fucked the whole thing up, and just made it weird because he was drunk. But the Arduous March is like I'm gonna get the historical importance wrong, but either way, this thing that they were doing, they were like taking shots and drinks of different kinds of liquor, like weird kinds of liquor, like 20 or 26 or 40 different kinds.
Yeah, they did quarter shots.
Yeah. Oh, it was really, really cool. You should watch that. And then the second one they did on Compound Media Live, like a whole like a show. It was so fucking good. It was like such a great idea. And then it just got railroaded by one of these drunk ass guests. So sad.
It was part of the 20-shot show.
Yeah, and I
Okay.
donated
So-
$40 right to it. Like I Patreon
Oh,
$40.
no.
Wait, I donated like $40 in the middle of the show, and they said, "What do we drink to?" And I like, "What do we toast to?" And I said, "Toast autism." And he goes, "Toast autism." He says, "What is this whole show?" He's like, "This whole episode is a toast to autism." That was funny, but yeah,
No,
he's good.
Oh my gosh, your sheep. So you were live YouTubing,
I was Patreoning. Yeah, I was paying money to his thing.
and
yeah.
you came up as one of his.
Yeah, one of the donators. Yeah.
Yeah,
Donors.
$40 will earn you
Nothing.
some time, right? No. He'll acknowledge you and say, "What do you want?"
Yeah, he
right?
did. He said, "Oh, he's like, well, I just wanted him to toast autism." See, that's always like an underlying
Well, at
tone of
least-
his shows.
At least he.
And he did.
He's Spectrum, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Still a weasel.
Oh, for sure. He's very much Spectrum. More, probably less than Greta Thunberg, but
Yeah. All right. So do you want to get back
yeah.
on Greta?
I'm sorry, we totally.
No, I just wanted
I'm
to
just
make the
excited
point.
that you like him.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, my point was she's a little girl, hands off, or she's my peer, and I get to rip.
Yeah.
Fucking, please pick one, right? You
Yeah.
can't have it both ways. She's off limits.
Or
And guess
yeah.
what? I don't. What's the antonym for misogyny? I don't know if there is such a thing, but if she were an emotional young man, right? Whatever star you said you're a misogynist if you have anything bad to say about her. If she were an equally emotional, irrational young man doing these things, I'd have the same position.
We did have the same position. Well, we didn't have the show back then, but back when Florida Parkland shooters was going on, and all those kids, those teenagers were coming out talking about like shooter and this and this and this. It's
Yeah.
like those idiots are the same fucking. It's the same shit. It's like you're a kid, you're an idiot,
Yeah.
and I know that I was retarded back when I was 18 years old, and you are too. It's it's no different.
Oh, yeah. I had something we may not have time to get anything. But all right, so Greta's all yours. I'm support.
Oh, I just was ready to go off of what you were going off of. That's a great point. And people, I haven't heard anybody else make that argument that it's like she's a girl, like she's a little girl, and we should treat her as such, or she's a peer, an intellectual peer, to be
To be argued with.
yeah,
and
combative,
challenged.
right, and challenged, yeah, exactly. And we should oppose her ideas, which makes her fair game.
if we so
same
choose.
as everything, right? So I don't know. There's a lot of that in the media. I think that jumps to one of your favorite things to talk about on the show, which is the dishonest and dishonest media and the manipulative.
Yeah, somehow it was
just
three or 4 days, exactly 3 or 4 days ago, the Time article got out on the internet. So it came up, and I couldn't read it because I didn't want to vomit, but I skimmed like the whole thing, and the whole thing just fawned over her. And it was like, oh. There's a picture of her in the fucking carbon fiber ship writing in her journal. And there was like a paragraph or two of her writing in her journal. What 16-year-old girl, I mean, this is exaggerating and not to stereotype, but what 16-year-old girl doesn't write in a journal?
I thought you were gonna say.
Is that fucking news?
I thought you were gonna say writes in her journal about global warming. That's fucking hilarious.
Well, that too.
Prove the point exactly. Doesn't write in a journal. Yeah.
Ah!
That, to be fair, the spectrum aspect of her, she probably doesn't think about boys that much, but yeah.
Yeah, okay. I skimmed it, so I'm not sure. I highly doubt it went there. But
They published real writing from her journal.
No. There was a picture of her
Oh, it's just a picture of her writing in it. Yeah,
in the little bunk bed in the boat.
It could have been
writing in the journal. Kind of like selling how deep and contemplative she is. She could be writing in there like, what's the Shining thing?
Yeah.
Like, all work and no play makes Greta a dull girl. Who the fuck knows what she's writing?
Red rum over and over again. Yeah, it could have been anything. Yeah, my tummy got upset last night. I should avoid dairy. Yeah, something like that. Whatever. Right.
Or all work and no play makes Greta a dull. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay.
All work and no play makes
Jack a dull boy.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Creepy. Yeah. That was a great movie.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right. So whatever. I mean, we I think sufficiently assassinated her a couple months ago.
Yeah.
But
we went off.
Times Person of the Year. Please.
What? I didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't?
Times Person of the Year? What
She's
the
on
fuck?
the fucking cover of Time magazine.
What the fuck?
That's the whole reason.
Who made that call?
Yes, she's Time magazine's Person of the Year.
Who made that final call? You should be fired. Your boss should be fired. Who let you do that? What the fuck is going on? That is you and I are more worthy of Time's Person of the Year than she is.
I agree.
She didn't fucking do anything.
Right.
She made a speech like a
Right,
autistic, emotional fucking a rant. We rant every day on this show. What the fuck? That's all she did.
Right.
And she's not even American. What the hell? She's like fucking with our politics.
And she is the icon of privilege.
Oh my God, more so than anybody else that I've ever seen. Any child, whatever, in the public eye.
Right.
Oh my God.
I
didn't know
thought
that.
you knew that.
I didn't fucking know that. How long ago was that?
It's a few days old.
Okay, a few days. See, I didn't know that. That's
I
fucking
learned
insane.
it 3 or 4 days ago.
I'm person of the year. I should be on the other side of the
It
ocean.
got leaked on. It was the first time I ever spent any time on Twitter. Twitter is fucking crazyville.
Chris discovers Twitter.
It's crazyville.
I'm gonna write that in my journal tonight.
You're right.
Today, Chris
It's
discovered Twitter.
it's so noisy, and it goes in a million directions. You click on one thing, and boom, you're over here.
You know who's a Twitter god?
Bam, you're over there. Who?
Michael Malice.
But the whole thing is like so. It's rabbit hole city.
I avoid Twitter. It's weird.
Oh, it is weird.
It's not.
It's weird, noisy,
for humans.
and the whole thing is totally tangential.
It's like, what the fuck's this? What's
Right?
going on?
Do you agree? You
yeah, and
click
part
on
of that,
one, like
yeah,
I said,
yeah.
boom, here you're off to who knows where.
Yeah, and part of that is it's just people are communicating via script, not through like words. So very often, undertones of sarcasm or people being bitchy or kind of it's often lost, which just makes everything even more confusing.
That's why I said it's noise.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just noise.
Ignore the noise. But that's funny, Chris.
Yeah, so
Twitter.
it got leaked on Twitter, and somehow I got access to the article before the magazine came out. I don't know if the magazine's out in print yet, but she's on the cover. Yeah, so there's this story, and there's pictures of her, and one of them is her leaning in a bunk with a little back journal. She writes in a journal.
I decided to do my hair in ponytails today instead of in
writing in a
pigtails.
journal. Anyway, I thought you knew that.
I didn't know that. That's fucking ridiculous. Such a sham. And Times, shame on you. That whole fucking department should be fired.
Oh, guess what it's going to do?
It's going to make, I don't know.
It's going to sell a shitload of magazines.
Yeah, to these retards.
To people who know nothing about it, and like, oh my God, this is so inspiring.
God, in other words, retards. Fuck you people for making that exist.
You know
for
what?
producing demand. What?
I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at our episode because I titled it, I think, Greta exclamation point.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to put that on. I'm putting that on Facebook.
Just ripped on her. Yeah, that was good.
It's time.
We were
time.
ahead of the curve too,
That's
by the
why
way.
I'm going to put it on. I'm going to say 2 months ago, this is what, and fuck it. I've been reluctant to put these on Facebook.
Just because of our real lives.
Well, no, I don't care about that.
You said you're
What I
2
care
or 3 years
about,
from retirement.
what I care about, and I don't know if I put it this way to you, but I said this to my mom is, I'm worried that people are going to go, God, Chris turned into like an angry, profane 50-year-old.
He's a fucking pessimistic cripple. He's just yelling at the world.
But my one friend Dana, she's like, because I told her that, she's like, no, and she's like, if they don't understand, it's a show, and it's you and Charlie, getting on stuff.
Yeah.
And the one thing I thought of is, what if everybody agrees with this? What good is this show?
Right. If you come, that's a great point. Yeah, I've never thought about that. I've only ever been thinking of the potential downside of those who disagree with me taking real action on my life. But yeah, you're right. If everyone agrees with you, then why bother? You're like, oh, okay, well,
right.
I guess.
Anybody who has the balls
Job done, yeah.
to share a real opinion is going to have a whole chunk of people who agree with you, or maybe not, and certainly a whole chunk of people who disagree with you.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about. Fucking take a stand or resign.
Or resign. Yeah. Good point. I like that. Fucking throw it up. Wait, I just want to go back because this blew my mind. You, because you brought this up about Greta and like all the details behind her travel arrangements.
The ass seats.
We're way ahead of the curve on that.
For sure.
I hadn't heard anybody talk about that, and out of nowhere, a month ago, I heard someone talk about it on their show, and I was like, we talked about this on my show. Like we talked about this.
We were way ahead of it.
Yeah.
And it's gained momentum weeks and weeks,
right.
and now she's fucking person of the year. Okay.
So Times, let's just do a quick check here. So Times has chosen Greta Thunberg, people of note, and Adolf Hitler. I end my list there. What more evidence do I need? No. So retarded.
Well,
God,
Hitler,
and I don't like that word, but
Hitler's deserving of it.
Yeah, he killed 6 million Jews. It's so
But
close to no.
What difference is Greta Thunberg making to the world?
None.
None. Right?
None difference.
Right?
How much more black can you get? None more black. Never mind.
What's that?
Never mind. It's from Spinal Tap movie.
Okay.
Whatever.
Whatever. 11. What's the difference between 10 and 11? You just label it because it's that extra 1. When you need that extra 1. Yeah, but just label it 10 and have it go up to the same. But then it wouldn't be 11. You wouldn't get that extra punch.
Perfect. That's so great. God, I fucking need this every week. It's so good that we do this. Fuck. Okay, what else do you have on your list? We're in a rut.
We're not in a rut. So, Lizzie Borden, got to bring her up. Lizzie Borden, Lizzie Warren. She's.
Pocahontas.
Have you heard about her $50 million 2% tax?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
She's calling it a 2-cent tax. So I did a spreadsheet. I got obsessed with this, and I did a spreadsheet. So, and I thought of something. So everybody, a lot of people who are worried,
Meaning 2 cents every dollar? Wait, I'm trying to fucking...
She's calling it a 2-cent tax. She's just like, and somebody else did this a few years ago on something. 2 cents. No, it's 2% of every fucking dollar over, and she's like, she calls it the 2-cent tax.
Affordable Care Act. It's not unaffordable. It's affordable because we call it that. It's only 2 cents.
She calls it the 2 cent. So her thing is, if you have over $1 billion, every dollar you have over $1 billion gets taxed 3%. Period. They just take 3% every year. Okay. And before you chime in, I made a model and did a spreadsheet, and to point out some hypocrisy with. Well, I'll just go into it when I'm done. So then it's a 2% tax, and she's calling it the 2 cent. They can give their 2 cents. It's 2% on every fucking dollar.
That's not right. It's 50 million 2 cents.
Right. So
it's not just 2 pennies.
Right. Okay, so it's 2 cents on every dollar over $50 million. So here's what I did to put it into perspective. And I'm going to go down a quick rabbit hole before I get there. Because I said, all right, I'm going to put it into terms that people will relate to, which is lots of people buy lotto tickets and want to win the lotto. Now, here's my rabbit hole. People who think people who have more than them are like evil because they have money.
You figured it out and I didn't. Fuck.
No, they play the lotto.
Yeah. God, this is something I'm talking about.
Doesn't make it that make them hypocrites?
We talked.
I want to have a bunch of money.
Wait a second.
That's a strategy to get rich. It's not a good one, but it's super crazy high risk, super crazy high return. Right? It's like a little hedge fund. I'm a hedge fund manager. Really, what do you invest in? Lottery tickets?
It's $10 a week. Yeah, right. You go from there.
But anyway, do you see the hypocrisy there?
That's a great point.
I'm trying to get rich.
Yeah, I'm working at it. And it's a real investment. Yeah.
And when it's on the news, when it's finally like 300 million, 400, then they play. Well, then you're even more of a fucking hypocrite.
I've played lottery at those levels. Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't despise Jeff Bezos because he's got $80 billion or whatever the number is.
Right, that's the difference.
Right?
And I also don't play the lottery every week.
And you don't
which
resent
I imagine
people
most
who
of those
have more
people.
than you, right? You're like, they're inspiration. I'll get more.
Yeah, it's a good picture of what I could be. Yeah.
Sure. Anyway, okay. So you're hypocrites if you play the lotto and you don't like rich people.
That's such a great point. God.
Yeah. Exactly.
What's going? Wait, what? Yeah.
Don't play.
What percentage of people who play the lottery don't win?
Guess what? Oh fuck.
99%. It's 99.5%. I don't even know.
It's approaching zero.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, if you were
Literally
a statistician,
approaching zero.
yeah, it's approaching zero. You'd say, well, yeah, it's approaching zero. Leave us alone.
We're fine, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, the likelihood of winning is statistically negible. I mean,
It's fucking, you can't win. I know someone who won the lottery, and it was
I
like,
bought tickets today. I bought $5
what,
worth of
did
tickets.
you really? Just for shit? You know, you'd be talking about this tonight?
That's my plan.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there you go.
I bought $5.
Did you win?
I don't know. The drawings.
Oh,
the
I thought
drawings
you
are
was
11
like scratch offs. Have you ever played scratch offs before?
It's online.
I've won like $40 on scratch offs.
I won $3. There was $3 in my account.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Woo.
Was that the cost? Did you
Considering-
earn back the cost of the ticket?
Considering how much, I think I've played twice online, so I've probably spent $20. So I got $3 back. That's not bad.
You're approaching the return on your investment.
I'm going broke extremely slowly.
Yeah, right.
So here's another thing. Just as a little fact check, the majority, and I don't know what the numbers are, but the majority, so over 50%, but it's higher than that. The majority of lottery tickets are sold to the lowest
Income.
the lowest fifth of income earners in this country.
That wouldn't be a decile, but I don't know. Quintile? I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, 1/5. Whatever.
Lowest 20%.
Yeah.
Doesn't surprise me because it's people who I talked about this with my old boss. So my new job now is like real. That was going to sound really bad. My old job was
You
like,
got a new job.
I used to work at a pizzeria. Let's put it that way. Best
That old
fucking
job.
pizzeria in the whole country, by the way. Minutes Pizza, hard plug. Go there, eat there. You're gonna love it, people. And I have nothing to gain. That's honesty. Nothing to gain from you going there. So my old boss, one day he was talking to me. He's like,
I for some reason I just want to throw this on the ground and hear the glass
"Fuck yeah, what anarchy
in my own house.
God, in my own house."
Anyway,
God, if
your old
people,
boss.
yeah, fucking finish it, just bam. He one day came into work and we would open together. So it was like nothing going on. He's just like starting the oven. We're just talking, cleaning, doing that. There's no people in there. And so we usually have talks that are like deep and about life and whatever. And this one day he comes in. He's like, "No, I just realized something the other day." He's like, "You think poor people are poor because they do poor people shit?" And I was like, "You fucking figured it out." It's like, don't buy lotto. Don't buy smokes every day. Don't go out to dinner every day. Don't drink a 6-pack of beer every day. Lease a car instead of buying a shitty old car. You're going to have to buy a new one and fix up all the time. It's like stuff like that people fucking just get into the rut with because they don't have enough money to do the other, or like they don't have the willpower to do the other.
That's how I did.
It just gets them into that fucking, like, it's like that's what makes you poor.
I did a spreadsheet for somebody trying to illustrate something.
Yeah.
I said, if you didn't get Tim Hortons in your sausage biscuit, did I tell you this?
Yeah, you did.
It was almost 80 grand. It was like $78,000 over the next
10
whatever.
years.
No, it was 40 years.
Oh, wow. So retirement. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
and
looking at my.
I did them honestly. I think I did 5%, and I compounded it over like 40 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, to 65. I think it was 35 years. Anyway, where was I? So let's say you fucking hypocrite, or maybe you're somebody who plays the lotto who's not a hypocrite.
spouses, right?
You win the lotto, and let's be not judgmental about whoever wins the lotto. And let's say you win $150 million.
I know someone who just happened to them. So
May I tell my story?
you may.
Okay. So you win $150 million, and let's say it's exactly $100 million after taxes. So you pay your big fucking chunk of change. You win 150, you get 100. And let's say you say to yourself, I am 100% risk averse. It's not going in stocks. It's not even going in bonds. I got $100 million, and I'm going to live, let's say you're 35, and you think I'm going to be able to spend $1 million a year until I'm 85. And if I live past 85, probably not going to spend much money. So my plan is I'm going to spend $1 million a year, right? And this is all post-tax money. And you can live really fucking large, right? I did a little piece of a show on this. Remember, I added up and you needed, I don't know, whatever. Not a lot of money. And I'm going to spend $1 million a year. And so I'm 35. That's going to cost me $50 million. So whether you have kids or a favorite charity or whatever you might do, you say, so I'm going to spend half of it and live large. And then when at 85, I'm going to take the 50 million and, you know, whether I'm still living or not, I'm just going to take the 50 million and give it to whomever. Okay? That's my plan. Did a spreadsheet with Elizabeth Warren's 2% tax. So over 50 years, you spend 50 million. At year 50, you have 50 million left, and you give it away. So 2% doesn't sound like much. So if you do the 2% and you spend your $1 million, guess in what year you hit 50 million remaining.
I don't know. You're 20, 21.
Awesome. Oh my gosh, 21.
Boom! I'm smart as fuck, bro.
Math savant over there. So in year 21,
Pesky savant.
rather at 2%, which doesn't sound like a lot, at 2% in year 21 on your spending schedule, you're now at 50 million instead of 50 fucking years. It takes 29 years off your plan.
Over half.
So people think
Over half
like,
of your-
think if
yeah.
you win the lottery and that's your plan, you're just going to live off the cash, you're going to be super conservative and just put it in a bunch of banks and keep it protected. With Elizabeth Warren's 2% tax, if you become rich, 50 million goes to 100 million goes to 50 million on your spending schedule
In 21
21 years instead of 50.
Yeah, because what?
And
Even
then at year 50, I mean, this is just arithmetic now, but and then
It's
at
still
year
$500,000 a
You
year.
have 21 million instead of 50.
Oh.
You
Oh,
keep,
right,
you keep
you
on
just-
your spending
yeah.
schedule, right?
Right.
So you take another 29 million away, and you're at 21 million instead of 50. That's real fucking money. If you win the lotto, if you win the big lotto, right, and Elizabeth Warren's tax plan goes into place, it's just taking money. You pay your 50 million on the 150, and it's just taking money. Literally just fucking taking money.
I wonder if that's a fucking great point. And I'm super impressed with myself for guessing that number. No big deal.
That was impressive.
Girls, if you want to go on a date with me for my big brain, no problem. Just shoot me an email.
Big brain, big shoes.
Yes. I wonder if people who win the lottery care less about money than do people who. Of course they do. I shouldn't even say that. But it's like, yeah,
Wait,
take
wait.
tax as
I'm-
much as you want because it's play money. I didn't really earn it. It's just like I won it in a fucking game.
I'd kind of feel that way.
I would feel that way too.
My first job, my boss was like, I want to pay more taxes. I think I told you this. I want to pay more taxes next year than I did this year. Why? Because that means
Earned more.
if I'm keeping 70% of it, that
Yeah.
means I did better.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, that's a fucked up way to think of it, but good for you. But whatever, yeah. If I win the lotto, fuck, I don't fucking care because I'm on Easy Street.
Right. It's like you already owe 40% of that at the fucking I was going to say closing table.
Bam!
But like,
right there.
yeah. Hey, I won $150 million.
comes out of the
Yeah.
check.
Right.
Take the lump sum.
Yeah. Just cut it out.
Hi, Uncle Sam.
Wait. Well, that's a good point. If you take it in installments, then you're not owing that $50 million tax, every year.
I think you. I wonder if you net out the same. I don't know.
Because it's just, is it a monthly or is it annual?
In taxes?
No. When they divvy that out, that lotto check.
Oh, I don't know.
Is it like 360 months or whatever, or
I
like
don't
240 months?
You know what? It doesn't matter though. If they paid you every day or once a year, you're paying quarterly estimates either way.
Yeah.
Sam doesn't wait till the end of the year.
Fuck no. Yeah, good point. They take it out at right then and there. God, fucking. Ugh. Now that I'm making decent money, it hurts so bad to see that come out of the check. It is fucking painful. I'm like, my boss is whatever. Here's this much money, as a bonus. And it's like the money you see from that, they're just fucking stealing from you.
Well,
It's unbelievable how
know
much
what's
they take out.
Crazy. So if you've never gotten a bonus, if you make, let's say you make $100 a month, if you get a $1,000 bonus, they tax you for. So if you get paid once a week, if you get a $1,000 bonus, they're going to tax you at a $50,000 a year tax rate.
Yeah.
Which it all comes out in the wash at the end of the year, but Sam is in line first. Period. That's the fucking way it works.
It's like
I got some good ones here. Did you
Go for it.
Have you seen the Peloton ad thing?
No. The Peloton like makeup, whatever. Wait, what was it?
Peloton.
Oh, Peloton bike. Yeah, I got one of those in my house.
Did
No big
there's
deal.
one at your house?
Yeah. Well, it's off-brand.
Okay. Yeah.
Still
But
cool.
there was a Peloton ad, and I recorded it on the phone. I got to bring it up. I got to bring it up.
Talk. Use your words.
Use words. Okay. Words. Eat, bite, fuck, fuck, suck, gabble, nibble, chew. Like those kind of words?
Go.
Is that what you're talking
Do
about?
that again.
You've never heard that?
Eat, fuck, bite, gobble, nibble, chew. Is
You've
that what
never
you
heard
said?
that?
No, I've
song?
never heard that. What is
Eat,
it?
bite, fuck, suck, gabble, nibble, chew, shitty ass rat, fuck, piss, cunt, screw.
That's funny.
You've never heard that before?
No, that's great.
Okay. So I recorded this. I was so freaking. So they'll hear you. I'll show you the.
Oh, is it
video.
just like all different people?
No, here, just
Oh,
watch.
wait. Oh, it went away. Here, let me do it.
You do it. Hands.
You may have heard of tonight over the new holiday ad from luxury exercise bike brand Peloton that some say sends the wrong message. We get that from NBC's Stephanie Gosk. Ready?
Peloton. The ad is called The Gift That Gives Back.
I'm a little nervous, but excited. Let's do this.
But on social media, it's being ridiculed as cringeworthy, sexist, and tone deaf. It begins with a man giving the woman a brand new Peloton bike used for at-home indoor cycling. The woman chronicling a year of punishing workouts.
5 days in a row. You surprised? I am.
In a video diary, she later shares with her partner.
A year ago, I didn't realize how much this would change me.
The 30-second ad prompting backlash online. Why is that already fit rich woman the center of this ad?
Of course it did. Of course people got mad at that. I hate the world. People are fucking terrible. Okay, do we get the gist of it or is there more?
No, that you ended it on the gist of it.
Fuck, I hate people. That's like a feel-good story. That's like a real feel-good story. It's
That
like,
was that was a night, right?
yeah, it's
So-
like
But guess what? Peloton is the most expensive one of those.
of anything, yeah.
So who are they marketing to?
That's why I have an
To two
off-brand one.
people.
Yeah.
People who are already into fitness, because only fitness people buy
That shit
the best
anyway.
of the best, right? And
Only rich people.
fit people with money.
Yeah, right. Otherwise you can't fucking afford it.
And
Yeah.
then the last line was, and you're giving it to your already
Fit wife or whatever. the
yeah.
fuck. Okay.
It goes on. Shortly after that, somebody used the word rail thin woman.
First of all, fuck you for saying that. I can have a good picture in my head of what you look like, person who said that. I'm going to keep it to myself, but I think we all know what that person looks like. The next thing is the money thing. This is a great point. People don't think about this shit. It's an ad. What that is, that's the Cadillac of workout equipment.
It's over $2,000.
That's expensive. Yeah, it's over $2,000. Do you think if you have less than $2,000 in your checking account, do you think Peloton is advertising that to you? No. God, no, sorry, I just fucking yelled into the mic. That's 80% of Americans too. By the way, don't have $2,000 in their checking account. It's like it's not for everyone. We don't fucking care about what you think. These people are different. First of all, they have enough money to spend on that shit. They made it to a certain point in life. They're gonna be different than you, and I'm just so fucking annoyed, especially around the holiday season. That was a feel-good Christmas ad for wealthy housewives who can like tell their husband, "I want this thing," and you people just have to fucking ruin it with your sad, depressed shit. You hate your own life. Fucking God, she's her husband's getting her this
She's
workout
pretty
thing.
and she's fit and she's got money.
And she
blah,
fucking
blah,
wants,
blah.
right? She wants to be pretty. Oh God, fuck you on just so many levels. That's fucked up. It's people. Stop fuck with other people's happiness. That was a real thing. It's not like that didn't happen. They said that was a real 1-year video diary, right? That they made.
No, it was.
I think it was right.
No, they said no. In the ad, she chronicled her progress, and then she made this video, and she sat down with her husband and daughter, and they're sitting at the couch, and look at the great year I had on my Peloton. And it's not like she's like, 20 pounds thinner. She's still fit and pretty and whatever. But like you said, it's a feel-good ad, and it's a Christmas ad, and they're target marketing a $2,000 exercise bicycle, right?
Right. It's not a fucking cheeseburger. Yeah. I don't know.
Is there blowback when McDonald's advertises a Happy Meal?
Probably
They're marketing
somewhere,
that
yeah.
to fat, stupid, poor people.
Yeah, what the fuck? Right, it's because rich people don't care about poor people. But it's like you fucking...
Well, no, it's right. We've said this. It's becoming a theme, and
to
whatever,
care about what
but-
other people have.
Right.
Yeah.
No, you're not concerned about people who don't have.
It's what do
Right?
you not have versus...
And politicians. You're not trying to necessarily help people who are poor. You're going after people who are rich. Lizzie Borden could take your fucking over every dollar over 50 million.
Yeah.
I'm getting my anyway. So yeah. So exactly. My sentiments exactly.
Why the fuck... Oh, God. Why can't people be fucking happy? And that's all that ad was supposed to be. I don't...
There was. You're right. It was just happy, feel good, Christmas, yay.
And you know what's shitty about that? I mean, the worst part of it is that if you're a poor person and you're watching that ad and you're one of these people that's going to get upset about it, you have to
But
realize...
wait. And let's. Sorry to interrupt, but let's
make a difference
let's put
between
poor in perspective.
Yes. Okay. Let's say you got $400
If you
in your
make
checking account.
$34,000 a year in the United States of America, you're a 1%er in the world. Let's just frame it with that.
If you couldn't possibly, with your income, your annual income, save up enough money in a year to afford groceries, gasoline, pay your taxes, and a Peloton bike, this ad makes you realize, first of all, that that's sad, right? You're like, that's something that I could never have because I'm a single mom or a single dad or whatever, and I work 50, 60 hours a week.
You know how you could afford
And-
that? Sorry to interrupt again.
By not eating
Stop
fucking
smoking.
McDonald's. Yeah. Oh, that's what we said, right? We said don't buy a six-pack, don't buy a pack of cigarettes, and don't eat out every night.
Is that what you said? Sorry.
And I said don't buy cars, lease them. But yeah.
Okay. I didn't hear those.
Or
the
lotto.
detail.
Yeah. Don't buy lotto. Doesn't pay out. Shocker. You'd be surprised how much it doesn't. It's approaching zero. Yeah. You have to realize, you see that ad and you have to realize that'll never be me, right? You kind of look at that and you say, wow, this is something that I can never become at this point in my life. Because like, assuming that that's something you could ever think about, you're already kind of set in your ways. You got kids, you imagine, they're going to school, they have to have clothes, food, all this shit, cars, whatever. You're kind of like in the motions. It's something to aspire to. And it's not for you to feel bad about yourself. It's like for those people that just... the people who can't afford that thing and who are going to see that ad are going to feel that way about it. And that's the shitty part of it. It's just the people who that ad is really for, I think that's a great ad. That's a really good ad.
It was
I would buy
nice.
one. Yeah.
It
I would
was
buy one
nice.
of those.
It was like yay for her, and it made her happy. And the whole thing was fiction, but
It wasn't fiction though. That's what I'm saying. That ad was a real story about a woman who got that last year for Christmas and like did a 1-year video diary, and it was like that's what the advertisement was.
oh really?
Yeah.
That's a real story.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so people do that a lot. Companies do that a lot.
Huh?
So that makes it even like a fucking
Wow.
more. It's not like her husband got her this burden. Here you go. I bought you a 1-year burden for Christmas because your ass
Well,
is floppy.
But yeah, right.
Yeah.
So here's the other thing I thought about that I forgot about. So when I was like, all right, I'm going to record this. Charlie and I are going to talk about it on the next podcast. So
It's so indicative of a
no,
fucking.
don't say. Here's what went through my mind. Like a chunky woman walks down the staircase, right? And there's an exercise bike like
Yeah.
there, and it's not necessarily a Peloton. Let's say it's just a $200 bike, and it goes, "Hey, I bought you a cheap ass bike, you fat pig. Get your fucking ass on it and look better in a year."
He has a fishing pole with
Now
a
that-
cheeseburger on it.
That would be a contentious ad.
That would
Hey.
be so funny. Yeah, but yes, yeah.
Hey, we're gonna. You know what? If I were Saturday Night Live, I would. They're left, but I would go the exact opposite way, and I would do a parody on that ad.
Yeah.
and have somebody who's
You
like,
fat bitch. Yeah, get pedaling.
hey,
yeah.
pig,
Yeah.
get on the fucking bike. And make it a man, just to like not make it a sexist thing.
Hey, pig. Right. My brother's calling me. Hey, pig. Right. That's great. John Wayne. I'm John Wayne, and
lose
my
some-
wife's a fat pig.
Lose some fucking weight. I didn't marry somebody who looked like you.
And I just want to point this out. We could fucking in what household in America? Okay, caveat. In what household in America that A could afford that bike, B has, two parents, whatever, you're still married.
The whole thing.
Right. So if you qualify for that ad, what household is the guy actually saying that to his wife in any fucking, like, that guy's buying that shit for his wife without her once ever bringing it up. So she's like, oh, I'm totally fine with the way I look. I don't know. I don't want to work out. It doesn't matter to me. And he's buying her that bike anyway. No, that doesn't happen. It's like she mentioned it to him. She's like, I wish I could work out. I have the treadmill. It's nice. Whatever. And he goes, fucking Peloton bike. That's great. And it's like, there's never a situation where the guy thinks that his wife's a fat pig and he buys that for her because he thinks that she's gross. No dude has the balls to do that. That's like fucking up your marriage, right?
That's a good point too.
You're not doing that. That doesn't happen. And that only exists really, I would say, in those shitty homes. God, okay, we got to stop talking poorly about people with that money. I don't mean like if you don't have money that your home is shitty. I mean that people who complain about this ad, there's an underlying.
Well, right.
Yeah.
Right. There were two things that were highlighted in the last thing before you cut the ad off, which is his already fit rich wife. Right.
Yeah.
So the complaint was she's already fit, and the complaint is they have money. So no, that's fair game. It's fair.
They make a product.
All right, we don't need to rail anymore.
It's everything that I hate about today. That is like such a good encompassing like news story about so much of what I hate about America today. It's like, don't fucking worry about what you have. It's what you're always saying. It's like, worry about your own shit.
And this is kind of tangential,
Triggered.
but I was trying to help somebody close to me get on a path to get fit and lose some weight for health purposes. And she knew she needed to. She was like, well, I got to join a gym. I got to get my kid in daycare. And there was like this list. And I said, and I'll say this to everybody. If you're trying to lose weight, before I got hurt, and I come home, my workout is hand weights, and I have 5 and 10 pound hand weights.
Just 2 beers, you're just gone.
Right. And I go in front of the TV, and I come home, and most nights I say hi to the dogs, I give them 5 minutes of my attention, and I go straight in front of the TV with my hand weights that I bought off eBay for $40 or whatever, and I work out for between 15 and 25 minutes. Almost without exception, all weekdays and one weekend day. Almost without exception. So I don't need to belong to Lifetime for $100 or 2 or 3 or whatever. I don't even know how much it costs. I don't need a Peloton,
I think it's
and
$200
it doesn't matter.
That's
I mean, if
Equinox.
that's what you want to do, that more power to you. But the point is, you put in the time, and you don't have to spend a bunch of money. And this is like my little PSA here. So I do it every fucking night, and I come home. I don't pass go. I don't collect $200. I go to the weights. I work out, and even if I feel bad, unless I'm really sick, if I feel bad, if my muscles are sore or whatever, because it's good just to get the blood flowing, I have a minimum commitment. Even if I feel bad, I have to do 10 minutes. Just so I don't go backwards one day.
Yeah.
So anyway, so
you gotta
the
do
point
it, right.
being, so I was telling her, I said, look, I don't want to tell you what to do, and it's great to have a plan and all that, but you're putting all these obstacles in front of yourself. I said, buy a pair of shoes. All you need, you want to protect your joints. Right there's their thing. It's called a street.
Wait, do you remember when I was...
And you go for a walk. And when you're good at walking, you jog until you start to breathe heavy, and then you stop and you walk. When you regain your breath, you jog a little bit and you don't even do it to the point of discomfort, because most people, if they get If it hurts, they're not going to do it. So you don't go running. And I said, just do that for 20 or 30 minutes a day. And it's right there. It's literally out the fucking front door.
Do you remember when there's one day I came into Chris's house. This is before we ever started the show. I came into Chris's house. He's like, does one of these. He like looks me up and down. He's like, are you trying to gain weight? Or something like that. It was like fucking got me. I was like,
Was it not nice?
no, it was a joke, whatever. But we have that relationship anyway. It's not like I give a fuck.
Okay.
You know, yeah. It's,
Making me feel bad here.
no, you're being honest. You're being like, what the? You're like, what? Are you fat? You're like, what the fuck's going on? You know? I was like, shit. I was like, yeah, you're right. Thanks for pointing it out. Like, someone's got to keep me in line. It's good to shame people. Okay. And you're like, you got to do to work out. And I was like making excuses, whatever. And you're like, buy a pair of tennis shoes. That's it. Like, that's all you got to do. And that'll fucking keep you in check. And you're so right. That's it. So tonight I'm going to promise myself I'm going to go home and ride on my fucking Peloton bike.
So my favorite workout. Did you know I lived in downtown Farmington for a while? Okay.
Yeah. At that
my
cool.
The cool apartment building. My favorite workout. So I lifted weights for football in high school, and it was a thing I did it all through college, and then I didn't want to get any bigger. There was no need. I was big. Well, I was kind of big. I did not want to put on muscle.
Yeah.
And my body likes to put on muscle. So my favorite workout was I would run 3 or 4 miles, and I would end it at a playground that was about a half a mile from my house. And on the top of the slide, I would do dips. And then on the ground, I would do push-ups. And then somewhere I would do Chinese push-ups, and there happened to be a pull-up bar on the playground. So I would do 3 different kinds of pull-ups, and I did that for about 20 minutes at the end of the workout, and I was in the best shape I'd ever been in my life. And you know how much my workouts cost?
Zero.
Fucking nothing. Amortized. I bought a new pair of running shoes because they would wear out every 6 months. That's how much it cost. That was my workout.
It's called Nature's Workout. It's just what exists.
Pull-ups, push-ups, and that's what I did once I stopped lifting weights in my early 20s. I just did push-ups and pull-ups and ran.
And meanwhile, you're scaring the shit out of all these little kids who want to just play on the fucking playground, you jerk. God.
No,
All these
I did.
moms
It
are like,
was a-
stay away from that weird man who does workouts, who doesn't wear a t-shirt and does pull-ups on a fucking monkey bars.
Right, who's upside down doing these, whatever. It's funny. Like, I used to do Chinese push-ups I joined Vic Tanny. Was it
No
Vic
idea
Tanny?
what that is.
Bally's. It was called Bally's. They had an indoor track. I needed a place to run in the wintertime. And I would do push-ups and Chinese push-ups, and it's so funny. I was like, do these people, I think they thought I was crazy. Because I wore like those neoprene kind of bike shorts without a pad, and then I wore cut-off sweats over them, and I wore a T-shirt. Everybody else was dressed up. I looked like a bum. And I'm like, I don't fucking care.
You're working out.
It was comfortable. I
At
had
the end of the
like
day,
this cotton shirt that I'd had for, anyway, whatever.
That's funny.
I digress.
Chris still feels insecure about that, so he just wanted to bring it up all these years later.
Yeah.
Why are you looking at me? It feels nice.
I don't know if they thought I was weird or showing off or didn't know what I was doing.
No, they
or
thought
was
you were
psycho.
someone you couldn't afford a Peloton bike.
I'm track etiquette. It was a
It's a real thing.
1/10 of a mile track.
Oh,
So it
wow.
had some-
Tiny.
Yeah, it had some tight curves.
Yeah.
So there were 3 lanes.
Oh, my God. It's small. Wow.
And there were a lot of girls who would take up 2 lanes walking side by side chit-chatting. And I would yell at them because they would fuck up,
Get out of the fucking way. He's right by them.
it wasn't quite that bad, but I wasn't nice.
Oh, my God.
Because when you're a runner, you try to keep
Yeah.
pace.
Right. Excuse me. I can just see Chris being like, what the fuck?
It's slow, fat, or walk. If you're going to walk, run, pass.
Yeah. Walk, run, pass. Right. That's it. That's all it should be. Yeah.
And they
never
totally fucked it up.
Yeah.
And every time I went by them, would be like a slower runner,
Oh my God. And this and the fucking.
And I said, please, it's not a walking track. Go walk someplace else. If you want to talk, do it someplace else. You can even talk walking single file. Please, I stopped and I turned around and I'm like, please, I come here to run. It's 20 degrees out. I need this track.
Keeping pace.
I'm like, right.
Yeah, right. You're jogging
But
in place. Yeah.
they're walking, and I turn around, and I'm like, I'm walking backwards, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, you're really fucking up my workout and a couple other people who take running on this track seriously. And these girls looked at me like, and then I heard them talking under their breath after I,
Fucking dick.
yeah, like I'm an asshole. Like, no, you guys are being
you have a fat ass.
assholes.
Yeah.
You guys are being assholes, and you don't even know it. And you're fucking up my workout. If you want to talk, there's 100 places in this club you can go. Oh my God.
You are Michael Malice. I don't know why you need to watch more of him. That story, that's like who he is on the most base level. It's like he's just like, what, you don't fucking understand that
Okay.
you're doing this thing that's fucked up. And
So there's this guy, Michael Malice, and Malice is not his real last name, so he branded himself.
Yeah.
And he is kind of a contrarian. But he's smart.
he doesn't like that, but yeah.
He is.
He is a contrarian, but he doesn't like being called that. Yeah.
But he is.
I'm just making a point. Yeah.
Okay, well, I've never
make
heard
a
him
comment.
called that, but he is.
Yeah.
But this was he was talking to I don't know, some guy, some surfer dude who's got a podcast, who's got like 50,000 followers and whatever. And I'd never seen him nor heard of him, but he seemed like a good guy. And this was a great analogy, and I've watched him enough to know now that, and I don't even know how he thought of this. This was brilliant. He goes, the difference between you and me is you're Superman and I'm Batman. Superman likes to help good people. Batman
Likes to fuck up bad people.
Likes to hurt bad people.
Yeah, that's very much who Malice is.
And I thought that was really like interesting and very self-aware and a
Yeah.
great analogy.
He's so good at that, and he's not kidding. That is really who he is. He likes to fuck with the bad, evil people. He calls Kamala Harris a pig. He's like he's just like, you're a fucking terrible, evil, horrible person. Like for all this shit, like
Putting
he's like a fucking pig roast, and I'm dropping a nuke on the pig, and fucking oh man, you guys smell bacon, just all the time, shit like that. But
yeah,
he's
I learned through. I didn't realize she was real big on like putting petty criminals in jail for a really long fucking time.
oh yeah, all you of our viewers who smoke weed out there, yeah, I don't know how many people. Of you 50 to 75 people out there who smoke weed, yeah, it's
Anyway,
disgusting. Yeah, but that's a really good point. Yeah, Batman.
hey, we
versus
got to back up. Did I tell you that? Are we coming up on time?
Don't worry about it.
Tulsi Gabbard. Did
Love
I
of my
tell you
life.
I saw her on Rogan, and I kind of liked her.
She did it twice, right? She did one recently.
That I don't know. She
Yeah.
was on with, and Jocko's not my biggest. I'm not a big fan of his.
Stay on the path.
No, I did an imitation of him. If you remember, he just always starts out.
Oh yeah, right.
And it was a dark morning. There was a smell in the air.
Burning gooks.
It was palpable. You could tell this day was going to be something serious. Every fucking show's the same way.
Like the sound of my voice. Yeah.
I thank him for being a SEAL and putting his life on the line, but his show is just, it's the same thing over and over and over. But I like him as a person. Anyway, so he was on there. Why, I don't know. Probably because she did 2 tours as a nurse, I think, as a medic or whatever.
Oh, I thought
in
she's
the
a
Middle
medic?
East. I think so, yeah.
I thought she was like a killer.
Well, what I...
She's a nurse? Wow, way to be a stereotypical female military
Well,
person.
that's why I took it back and said medic.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second. Well, Terry Shepard was a fucking
What I
medic.
read in Wikipedia was she was a National Guard medic and deployed twice there or volunteered, whatever. On Rogan, it just said she served. So the inference is, she was a warrior.
That's what I'm saying. I thought she was like I thought she was a pilot or something. Fucking yeah, dropping bombs and shit on the battlefield, just going
Right,
woo.
doing an Apache helicopter.
Yeah.
No, I will fact check myself, but
Okay.
I'm 95+% sure that she was a medic.
Wow. Okay.
That doesn't matter. You're still just as likely to get shot.
No, but you're right. The story kind of is, like she's a soldier, right? Like a killer.
You are.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, but whatever. I mean, if you're out there, you're just as likely to step on an IED or catch a bullet in the head.
Yeah.
Being a medic or being a warrior, whatever.
And get an IUD.
Yeah. I mean, if you watch like, whatever, man. I'm sure you've seen Saving Private Ryan.
Yes, I love that movie.
The medics on the beach. I mean,
Those guys are getting their fucking head
they're getting
shot.
blown
yeah.
up, and you don't even
Yeah.
you're not even carrying a gun. You're just trying to save people.
You have a fucking
And then
morphine
have
pet.
you
Yeah.
have you ever did you watch Band of Brothers?
No, I've seen parts of it. Yeah.
So there's one episode in particular where a medic he's one of the subplots, and man, oh man, yeah, it's rough. Anyway, so I mean, hats off to them as much as somebody who's shooting a gun or doing whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my. You know what? I talked last week about that governor of Missouri that got elected,
Yes.
and I said by jungle election.
Yeah.
Did I say how that works? I don't think I did.
We explained it on a previous episode.
Okay.
But I mean, you can.
No, I just think it's really cool how
It
it,
is
works.
cool,
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, so in a nutshell, there's no primary. There's just an election, and everybody runs.
Yeah.
And unless somebody, so if you got 10 people running, they're all going to get, 20, 15, 7.5, 5, 5% of the vote, presumably. If one person gets over 50% of the vote, that serves as the general election, and we're done,
Yeah.
which almost never happens.
Right.
So that being the case, the top two, whether they're Republican, Democrat, Independent, Libertarian, whatever, fucking anarchist, whatever you might be, the top two then are the two candidates in the primary election, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck it. Why not? Yeah. What if it's two Republicans?
But then you get off all the posturing, and
Yeah.
it's the two people who have the most support in the given
Period,
venue,
yeah.
right? And they go against each other. From a certain standpoint, it makes a shitload of sense.
It does make a lot more sense. I think primaries are fucking stupid.
Well, I mean, think of all the
I just
money
don't like
spent, think
caucusing
of-
and all that
well,
stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, you got Republican and Democrat. That's not going to change in our lifetime, I don't think.
So sad. It's just like, oh God.
And they're also fucking entrenched in like 3 or 4 of their big talking points.
Yeah.
Anyway,
No, you're right. We've talked about that in the last. Now it's 3 for 3. In the last 3 episodes, we've talked about jungle elections.
okay,
I'm very interested in it.
I shall not bring it up again.
I see you got one more thing on there. Trump collected FBI.
Trump called
something.
FBI scum.
Oh,
Scum.
I thought it said
And this
cum.
impeachment thing, just 2-3 days ago, it was pretty bad. Think if you're the FBI, and part of your job is to put your life on the line for the guy, and he calls you scum. It was pretty bad.
How much? Okay, but what part of your job is doing that? What percentage of your daily job is like, you're the guy who's taking down Jordan Belfort?
Not a lot, but you're serving your country, and he's your commander in chief. If you're Army, CIA, FBI, DEA, all those people who
Law
potentially
enforcement, yeah.
Yeah.
/ military, yeah.
he's your man. And he called the FBI, which it's an organization that exists to protect and or investigate shit that's happened to people. And that was just, it was hard to hear.
Yeah. I get. Okay, I see where you're coming from. I just think it's like,
It was just disappointing. It's the FBI. It's the fucking FBI.
If I get into this, we're gonna get into it really.
We're at 55 minutes, so we kind of said we'd have a hard stop at 9.
Fuck it. Okay, so if you're the FBI, okay, so there's a difference between like big bad scary monster versus like, hi, my name's John and I'm in the FBI. Trump's like, John in the FBI is a fucking scumbag. He's like standing there with his briefcase and his like whatever, his pistols probably like outside of his coat. He's like, what the fuck? What? He's some nerd. Accountant.
None of us know what John has done, is doing, or might be doing.
My point is this: John in the FBI is very, very different than the FBI. Like the FBI, and like Trump thinks of it that way, and I'm assuming the average American thinks of it that way as well. It's like,
Trump doesn't know that, and the average American doesn't know that.
but you see what I'm saying, right?
Yes, but it's
like there's a difference
that's
between-
so presumptuous and shitty, in my opinion.
Okay, sure, but I don't even know why did he say that. What's the context?
It had to do with him being investigated. But it didn't matter.
They set up cameras in my wife's bathroom. He's like, the FBI's to come. I'd be like, okay, that's a fair point, Trump.
It wasn't like that.
Like watching Melania
wasn't
take a
like
shower.
that.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't like that. It was the context was it was disappointing. Right? I got my issues with the guy. But that was so inappropriately non-presidential that I was like, fuck, really, dude?
He's done way worse things.
But it just this was bad. This was as bad as anything I've ever seen him do.
Was it the FBI? He's had his problems though with the FBI. They've fucking butted heads.
He's had his problems with
Like him
everybody.
and Comey. He's had problems with everyone.
Yeah.
Um,
He's fired a lot of people.
And my point is maybe this: if you're John in the FBI, and your boss, your boss's boss's boss is saying, if like the FBI is scum, don't you say, "Fuck, what the fuck's going on in the FBI that like in my department or whatever that is making us be shitty?"
The first thing
This
I
is
would
very-
say
this
is
is very-
the first
yeah.
thing I'd say is he's the fucking president. We're the FBI. The scum part of it we do behind closed doors.
Is that better? I don't.
You're goddamn right. It's better.
You know who Atticus Finch is? How to Kill a Mockingbird?
Yeah.
The whole point of that story is he's the same behind closed doors as he is in public.
He's
Like, it's like, yeah, you got to do shitty stuff, I guess, if you're the FBI. But if it's really that bad, then is it justifiable? No. At some point, especially if it's like you're fucking over the president or like whatever's going on because there's some underlying personal beefs. I think that's worth pointing out. And like I said, I don't know what's going on. I don't know the story.
I didn't.
This is just me being speculative.
Yeah. I don't remember the detail. Again, I got my issues with the guy. He's never disappointed me more than that moment.
Okay, well, next week we'll do a
Scum.
weekend update on this story.
Scum.
We're doing a weekend update. That's from Saturday Night Live, right?
Correct.
Nice. So we'll do a weekend update on this story. We'll learn all the parts behind it because we should be speaking from an informed place, something we talk about frequently on this show.
Yes.
But I will concede that makes sense. It is shitty to say that about your fucking more or less slaves. You know, they gotta take a bullet for you.
Okay. I can live with that.
So
It's been an hour. I think it's been a good show.
here's what I'm gonna say. We can end it here.
I was going to say, let's get the fuck out of here and you can give your salutation. But the stage is yours.
I'm gonna go home and hug my mom because she's amazing. Say I love you, Mom. Thanks for making so much money. I'm gonna ride this fucking Peloton bike and lose some weight because I need to, and I know that in my own mind. And if you think that you don't need one of those bikes, or if you don't want one after that fucking heartwarming ad, then you're lying to yourself, and you got to get your fucking priorities straight.
Hats off to you, you already steely-jawed, good-looking, rich punk.
God, thank you. God, fuck. Give me that bottle.
Right. Bye-bye.
Peace.